गंधार्विक गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु महाभगवत श्री गोरक्षदास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विश्व श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानु गौड़ीय गुरु वर्ग की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्री भक्ति विज्ञान भारती गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्री भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्री भक्ति दायित माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्री भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्री भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर गोसाई महाराज की जय। All the associates of Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, and all the disciples and followers of those associates ki jai. Jai Shri Srila Baladev Vijibhushan Prabhu ki jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur ki jai. Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Tarai ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad ki jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Raghunath Sharda Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Swarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Braja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Vedat Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund ki jai. Shri Mona Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Abhinna Vrindavan Shri Navadip Dham ki jai. Jai Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan ki jai. Shri Navadip Dham Parikrama ki jai. Parikrama Kari Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Jai Mahāprabhu's very dear associate Shri Khola-vecā Śrīdhara Pandit ki jai. Jai Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's do the Mangalacharan first and then I will see everyone who has joined. 1 second. Where is it? Okay. Ajnanatirmirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai shri guruve namaha. Guruve gaurachandraya radhikaya itadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadato sankirtanaikapitaro kamalayataksho Vishvambaro Dijavaro Yugadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro Namastrikala Satyaya Jagannatha Sutaya Cha Sabhrityaya Saputraya Sakalatraya Te Namaha. Jai 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 Vishwambara Dvijaraj, Jai Vishwambara Priya Vaishnava Samaj, Gaura Chandra Jai Dharma Setu Mahadev, Jai Sankirtana Moy Sundar Sharir, Jai Nityanandir Bandhava Dhana Pran, Jaya Gadadhara Advaitera Prema Dhan, Jai Shri Jagadananda Priya Atishai, Jai Vakreshwar Kashishwarer Hriday, Jai Jai Shivasari Priya Varganath, Jiva Prati Koro Prabhu Shubha Drishtipat, Madhya Khanda Katha Jeno Amriter Khanda, Je Katha Shunile Ghuche Antar Pashanda, Madhya Khanda Katha Bhai Shuno Ekachite, Sankirtana Aramba Hoilo Jeno Mate, Tavai Vasmi, Na Jivami Tvaya Vina, Ete Vigyaya Devi Tvam, Nayamang Charanantikam, Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshai, Kshiptashtakama Ditaranga Madhye, Kripa Mai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna, Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And let's recite some verses in honor of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur also before we start. I'll just read a couple verses, not all of them. Ore Mura Lok Shuno Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Mahima Jate Jani Vishakal. Oh fools, just read Sri Chaitanya Mangal, that's Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. By reading this book, you can understand all the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahāprabhu. This is Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Lila Bhagavate Kohe Vera Vyas, Chaitanya Lila Vyas Vrindavana Das. As Vyasadeva has compiled all the pastimes of Lord Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam, so Thakur Vrindavan Das has depicted the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Okay, let's go to the last verse here. Sahaje Vichitra Madhur Chaitanya Vihar, Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Amriter Dhar. By nature, all the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet. And when they are described by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai. Hey, Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranams. Let's see. Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Champak Mataji, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook. Vidyalala Sadidi, Raseshwari Mataji, Raghav Pandit Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams, and everybody else watching. I see there's one other person there. If you write a comment, I'll see your name. And also pranams to all the devotees who will be watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jayadev Prabhu. God, it's been a while. Sorry, just trying to remember all the names. Ananda Pradayini Didi, Krishna Vallabha Didi, Anuradha Mataji. Sorry. Vrinda Didi, Jayadev Prabhu. Did I say Shachi Devi? Anyways, she's the first person I would say. And all the other devotees watching in the future, maybe Madan Gopal Prabhu and everybody else. Krishna Maya Didi and everybody else. Dandavat Pranams. So we are Our Parikrama just ended yesterday, our Navadip Dham Parikrama. We had the Bhaktivinoda Thakur retreat and then the Navadip Dham Parikrama. And this is my first free morning since our last reading, which was, I think, a couple weeks ago. But yeah, now I'm ready to start the daily readings. I just got an idea, like just now, that maybe, well, tomorrow we'll definitely read about Mahāprabhu and Mahaprabhu's appearance and everything, but I'm wondering if tomorrow would be a good day, like just an auspicious day. For us, it's the New Year. And so I thought maybe it would be an auspicious day to commence our daily Bhaktivinoda Kiti Dhara program, going through one song a day. I'll have to think about it, because the idea just came into my head now, and I want to give it some thought, and then I can make an announcement and everything. But that's what's coming to my head right now. That is my plan, though, for this year, to go through every song of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and not rush through it. And I also want to have lots of guest speakers on, and yeah, that's my plan right now. But today I all of a sudden thought, hey, I have a free morning. I should do a program. I should start again. I don't want to just, yeah. And so then the first thing that came to my head to read today was Khola-vecā Śrīdhara, which, the glories of Khola-vecā Śrīdhara, the pastimes of him with Mahāprabhu, because those are actually, there's 4 sections of Chaitanya Bhagavat about him. And those are my favorite parts of Chaitanya Bhagavat. And that's also where we ended our Parikrama yesterday. So I thought it'd be nice to read about him. Oh, and Haribol Primala Didi. I gave your songbook to Sundar Gopal Prabhu, so you'll be getting it when they arrive. All right, so let's begin. Oh, I'm just seeing this message. Hari Haribol says, it's been a while. Thank you, Prabhu. He says, Dandavat pranams to all the devotees assembled. Haribol, thank you. And Rukmini Didi is there. Haribol. All right, so let's begin. 1 second, just sharing my screen. All right, so Mahaprabhu's love for the unseen devotee. I posted these all on my website. The link for all of these is vineofdevotion.com and then Khola-vecā Śrīdhara 1, 2, 3, 4. I just changed the number like that. So let's go to Khola-vecā Śrīdhara 1. And this is also Srimati Devamai Didi's favorite section. Well, the next section that we'll read. I heard that from, I think, both Rup Manjari and Rukmini Didi. That's one of her favorite sections of Chaitanya Bhagavat. Alright, so this one has a little bit of my own writing, and then the rest is just pure Chaitanya Bhagavat. So, to most of the inhabitants of Navadvip at that time, Khola-vecā Śrīdhara was no one special or noteworthy, just another poor, forgettable banana leaf vendor, a Khola-vecā. He didn't even own any banana trees. He'd buy different parts of the trees, the stem, flowers, bananas, and leaves, and resell them. It mentions that in Chaitanya Bhagavat. There definitely was no shortage of banana trees in tropical Bengal, so you can imagine how meager his earnings were. Yet Mahaprabhu would make his way out to visit Śrīdhara, who lived about 3.5 kilometers from his home, and playfully haggle with him over his banana products. I'm sure in Navadvip, or well, in Mayapur, there are probably places to buy sabji a lot closer than 3.5 kilometers away, but Mahaprabhu would go all that distance. Just because of his love for his devotee. So below is a loose translation of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adikanda, chapter 12, verses 178 to 213, illustrating this sweet pastime. The Lord was exceedingly pleased with Śrīdhara, and he would often find excuses to visit his simple home. Engaging in witty exchanges and playful arguments with Śrīdhara, the Lord would spend 2 to 4 dandas, that's 48 to 96 minutes, in great joy before moving on. It's a long time, actually, to haggle for regularly. So, seeing the Lord, Śrīdhara offered his obeisances and respectfully provided him a seat. Śrīdhara was supremely peaceful and composed. Yet the Lord would delight in playful sporting with him, acting as if most impudent and aggressive. The Lord said, Śrīdhara, you constantly chant Hari Hari. So why do you still experience such suffering and hardship? You serve Lakshmikanta, the husband of the goddess of fortune. Yet why do you suffer for lack of food and clothing? Tell me, I want to hear what you have to say. Śrīdhara replied, I do not go starving, and whether my garments are large or small and tattered, I am at least able to wear something. The Lord said, But I've noticed how your cloth is tied in 10 places. And tell me, where is the straw on your hut? Where is the straw on your hut? Your hole-filled roof. Oh, sorry. I see none. I don't even see straw in your hole-filled roof. Just see how other townspeople who worship Chandi and Vishahari do not have any scarcity of sumptuous meals or clothes at home. Śrīdhara humbly responded, O respected Brahman, your words are true, yet still time moves equally for all. The king has jewels in his palace and eats luxurious meals, while birds dwell above in the trees. But in the end, time is equal for all, and each person experiences the results of their own actions according to the will of Bhagavan. And the Lord said, well, this is Nimai, little Nimai Pandit. He said, you actually have great wealth, which you are secretly hoarding and enjoying. One day I will expose everything. Let's see then how you explain yourself and cheat the people. Śrīdhara sighed, Oh Pandit, please go home. It's not proper for us to quarrel like this. But Mahāprabhu would not relent. I am not leaving just like that. Tell me now, what will you give me? Śrīdhara replied, I sell banana leaves for a living. Tell me, what can I possibly give you, Goshai? The Lord said, Keep your hidden treasure where it is for now. I will take that later. For now, just give me bananas, banana flowers, and banana stalks free of charge. If you do that, I won't argue with you anymore. Śrīdhara thought, this Brahman is so stubborn and aggressive. What if one day he actually beats me? Even if he does, what can I do? But I cannot continue supplying him daily like this free of charge. Nevertheless, whatever this Brahman takes by force or trick, it is my fortune, because a Brahman is a representative of the Supreme Lord. So I'll be prepared to give him every day. Resolving this in his heart, Śrīdhara said, Listen, Gosai, I ask nothing from you. Take all the banana stems, bananas, banana flowers, and banana leaves you like. Just don't argue with me anymore. The Lord beamed. Bhalo, bhalo. He said, excellent, excellent. No more quarrels. But make sure I get the very best bananas and the best banana stalks. In this way, the Lord would daily eat off of Śrīdhara's banana leaf plates. And his meals included the banana stems, the bananas, and banana flowers Śrīdhara provided. Whenever a lau, in Hindi that's Loki, a bottle gourd, whenever that grew on Śrīdhara's vine, the Lord would eat it, cooked with milk and black pepper. The Lord asked, Śrīdhara, what do you think of me? Tell me, and I will go home. Śrīdhara replied, you are a Brahman, a portion of Lord Vishnu. The Lord said, you do not understand. I am from a cowherd family. You see me as a Brahman's son, but I consider myself a simple cowherd boy. Hearing this, Śrīdhara laughed at the Lord's words, not recognizing the cherished Lord of his heart due to the influence of Yoga Maya. And in Gaura Ganadashtipika explains that Śrīdhara Pandit is actually Krishna's friend Kusumasava. And Kusumasava, it says in Gaura Ganadashtipika, is known for his ability to make Krishna laugh. So he was actually, Nimai was telling him actually what is real, that he's his dearmost friend, his Saka. But he couldn't recognize him due to the influence of Yoga Maya. The Lord then said, Śrīdhara, let me tell you the truth. All the glories of your Ganga originate from me. And Śrīdhara, even though he was so poor, he would spend half his money on worshipping Ganga Devi. And so you can imagine the honor when he's already so poor and still he uses half of his money in worshipping Ganga. So how much honor he has for Ganga Devi. And so then Mahāprabhu is saying, the glories of your Ganga originate from me. So then Śrīdhara replied, Nimai Pandit, have you no fear speaking like this about Mother Ganga, the destroyer of all sins? As people grow older, they usually become more calm and composed. But your restlessness only seems to double. In this way, Gauranga Sri Hari delighted in playful exchanges with Śrīdhara before returning to his own home. Okay, now it's my own writing from this point on. So the hidden Vaishnava. Through countless pastimes like this, Mahāprabhu showed that he cares nothing for one's high status and accomplishments. The devotees he sought out, for whom he would sometimes travel very far to see, and with whom he engaged in the most intimate, carefree, sweet pastimes, were often those whom the world overlooked, the hidden Vaishnavas. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya 9.145 states, Khola-vecā Śrīdhara kori keho na chinai. No one recognized Śrīdhara Pandit, as they considered him merely an ordinary banana leaf seller. It makes me wonder how many simple nobodies I've walked past, never giving a second thought. Yet they might be the ones cultivating the deepest relationships with Guru and Gauranga. And I'd never know, because outwardly, there's nothing flashy about them. The quiet devotee. I think when I wrote this, I remember, this is what I have in my head at least. I was at Yoga Pit in front of Gaur Gadadhar and Nrsingadev there, and that thought came into my head. Like I just saw all these people there, all these mainly Bengali devotees there, and they all wearing tilak, some were chanting in front, and I just thought, I have no idea how, maybe that person sitting in front of me right there might be like a very advanced Vaishnava, and I'd never know. But who knows how many, very deep, powerful Vaishnavas are just walking around us, but there's no way to tell because they're not, they're just keeping everything inside. A real Vaishnava won't show how glorious they are. They'll keep that inside, and outside they'll just look like an ordinary person, right? Like Mahāprabhu told Raghunath Das Goswami, Antare nishta koro, bahya loka vyavahar. Just act and keep your nishta, your steadfast devotion for Krishna inside your heart. Don't show that outwardly. And outwardly, just look like an ordinary person. Just engage in the world like any random person. So, in a small Chinese village, I remember seeing an old grandma. She was as simple as they come, not particularly educated in her philosophy, too frail to move much, barely speaking with anyone. She hadn't had the years of association with devotees that many of us have been blessed with. But all she knew was the Maha Mantra. And pretty much all she did from morning till night was quietly chant in her sweetly mispronounced Chinese accent, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And because she hardly spoke or saw much, I have a strong feeling she never criticized any Vaishnavas. Remembering this is making me reflect. One may have produced many books, spent years in the mat or in the dham, attended countless parikramas and festivals, served many Vaishnavas, rolled countless chapatis, peeled thousands of potatoes. Yet, what does it all amount to if the motivation was mostly to impress others? Or worse, if offenses were made to dear devotees along the way? Of what real value is one's chanting of Harinam if it is rushed through mindlessly just to complete a daily count and then to move on to the thing one actually wants to do? All the while, that simple old Chinese grandma, whom no one knows about, is miles away from the dham or any temple, yet possibly miles ahead in bhakti. Who knows how far along she is with her simple heart and sincere faith, just chanting, chanting, chanting. In her simplicity and innocence, who knows how Krishna is reciprocating with that sincere, offenseless calling out to him? What amazing situation might he be arranging for her in her next birth? A drop of selfless, heartfelt service outweighs mountains of selfishly motivated service. Krishna looks not at the grandeur of our actions, but at the simplicity and sincerity behind them. To conclude, I'll share a passage from my Param Gurudev, where he recounts how Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada revealed that sincere, humble service from the heart often carries far greater significance than what appears to be grand, impressive contributions to the world. Okay, so here's a quote from my Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. What qualities endear one to Srila Prabhupada? Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada had a sannyasi disciple, Bhakti Vilas, who is no longer present. We never observed him displaying any worldly skill in his life. Some of his peers, high-status sannyasi teachers and speakers, cast aspersions on his apparent inactivity a couple of times. Srila Prabhupada, roaring like a lion, strongly corrected them. I am a big orator. I am a very good instructor. I can captivate everyone with my classes and speeches. I have so much capability. So many people are coming to the mat due to my lectures. I am therefore a prominent and dear disciple. Srila Prabhupada never considered those with such a mentality to be exalted servants. The aptitude for bhakti is something else. It is only attained by extreme good fortune. In observing the life and conduct of Srila Prabhupada, we saw several seemingly contradictory incidents. We saw that someone conversant in all the scriptures, adored by scholars, and the veritable son of philosophical truths, had accepted a completely illiterate personality as his guru. We worship Prabhupada as the personification of the divine message, Vani. And yet, when one of the main assistants in his Vani Vilas Leela, in his preaching pastimes, a particularly bright writer, when that person was overwhelmed by a weakness of heart and suddenly left the mat to go to Dhaka, Prabhupada was not in the least perturbed. On the other hand, he would become extremely anxious if one of his servants, whose name was Panchanana, and who happened to be illiterate, went out of his sight for even a moment. This seems quite... my Param Gurudev wrote these two words, startling and perplexing. Those are both in... Actually, this is a class that he spoke. So he spoke these words in English. He said, this seems quite startling and perplexing. But in reality, it is not. Not even slightly. These interactions reveal the full current of the nature of bhakti. Unlimitedly greater than service to Prabhupada by moving a pen, which brought about a revolution in the world, is the service propensity of an illiterate person's heartfelt affection for him. The root fiber of the aptitude for bhakti is attachment to the lotus feet of Sri Guru. This fills me with hope. This is now my writing again. This fills me with hope because this pure and sincere tendency to serve Krishna is the intrinsic nature of us tiny jivas. It is what we are made to do. It's not something far away or foreign to us. Nothing could be more natural for us. And we have all the help from our Guru Varga one could ever hope for to re-establish ourselves in that eternal function. In the next post, we will take a look at my all-time favorite section of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, which offers an even more detailed portrayal of Khola-vecā Śrīdhara's simplicity and love, as well as Mahaprabhu's abundant affection for him. Okay, so now let's read the next article. Oh, and Hari Bol Anadi Krishna Prabhu. And yeah, excuse my voice is starting to go out because a lot of kirtan. And so that's why my voice is straining a little bit. Okay. One second, where is it? Khola-vecā Śrīdhara 2. Okay, Mahaprabhu's love for the unseen devotee, part 2. Okay, so here's just a little prelude. In the home of Srivas Pandit in Navadvip, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu entered an extraordinary state of divine ecstasy known as the Sat Prahariya Bhav, the 21-hour ecstasy. No longer concealing his divinity, he ascended the throne of Vishnu and revealed himself as the Lord of Vaikuntha, the ultimate object of worship. Amidst the jubilant kirtan and the Vedic mantra recitations of the assembled Vaishnavas, he was bathed, adorned, and worshipped with great devotion, accepting their heartfelt offerings of tulsi, flowers, food, and prayers. And in Chaitanya Bhagavat, this pastime is so intense and dramatic and just like it's so I don't know how to explain it, but it's so powerful, because if you go through from the beginning of Chaitanya Bhagavat, you're reading for a long time, going through all of Mahaprabhu's childhood pastimes, his mischief pastimes, his pastimes of being the scholar Nimai and challenging all the Vaishnavas, like in debate and defeating everybody and like that, and it goes on for so long. And then he goes to Gaya, and then he comes back as Bhavuk Nimai, right? He's now taken up the process of bhakti. He's become a Vaishnav, and he's chanting, and wow, everybody's seeing, oh my God, he's completely transformed. But still, he had revealed himself to some devotee, like to Advaita Acharya and maybe Srivas Thakur and some others. But to the majority of the Navadvip Vasis, to the Vaishnavas in Navadvip, he still hadn't revealed himself. They saw that, oh my God, now he's one of us, he's a Vaishnav. And so they all had so much love for him, and like, what transformation just took place? That Nimai was challenging us before, now he's a Vaishnav, and one of the best Vaishnav, and now he's performing Sankirtan and everything. But still, so many of the Vaishnavas, they didn't know that he's actually their Ishtadev, their worshipful Lord. And so then at that time, he showed himself, and he showed himself in a different way to each devotee, revealing their particular Ishtadev. And he would show his omniscience, which means he would tell them, I am very pleased with your service. And then he would tell them like of particular services that they did or incidents that they went through. And so that they knew that, oh my God, he's actually he really is accepting everything that I'm doing for him. And he's always been reciprocating with me. And it wasn't just in my mind, it was actually like the reality. And it's such an intense, beautiful pastime. And then, but one amazing thing with Khola-vecā Śrīdhara, or the Śrīdhara Pandit, that even though it mentions in a couple places in Chaitanya Bhagavat how no one was able to recognize him, he was just another one of the vendors on the side of the road that nobody thought anything of. And Mahaprabhu, at key points in his pastime, at the most prominent pastimes in Navadvip. So one is this Mahaprakash Lila, this Sat Prahariya Bhav, the 21-hour ecstasy that I was just mentioning. And then, so at towards the end of that pastime, he highlights the glories of Śrīdhara Pandit. Then another, Mahaprabhu is most famously known, even just by historians and everybody, even not by devotees, of the pastime of the Chand Kazi, right? That's one of Mahaprabhu's in Navadvip. That's when, for the first time ever, he brought the Sankirtan. Before, it was only behind closed doors and nobody was allowed to enter the Sankirtan pastimes. And now, for the first time, in defiance of the Kazi, Mahaprabhu, he brought the secret Sankirtan, now he brought it out into the streets and it was public. And the way it's described in Chaitanya Bhagavat is so, the devotees were uprooting trees and breaking down windows and doors and singing Haribol, and it's so amazing. Yeah, the way it's described in Chaitanya Bhagavat. But anyways, then at the end of that pastime, right at the end of meeting with Chand Kazi, and then they left and they continued on their Sankirtan, then what did Mahaprabhu do? He wanted to highlight the glories of Śrīdhara Pandit. He went to Śrīdhara Pandit's home and drank from his water pot, and the description of that pastime is also just Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur goes into great detail about that pastime. How all these associates of Mahaprabhu, and it mentions a long list of names that I've never heard before. Everyone is just weeping and weeping. And Śrīdhara Pandit saying, Mari no Mari, I'm dead, I'm finished, you're trying to destroy me. And he faints. And all the devotees, everyone is crying because Mahaprabhu is showing the glory of Vaishnava's prasada. It was a water pot that was meant for outside use. It wasn't meant for drinking. It was like a water pot outside that not even a thief would steal. So then he's highlighting that pastime. And then another one of Mahaprabhu's most prominent pastimes in Navadvip is when he went to take sannyas. And who was the last person that he engaged with before that pastime? Before he left Navadvip? Was Śrīdhara Pandit. That's the last description that's mentioned. I mean, I guess Vishnu Priya Devi and Mother Shachi, they were the last two people that Mahaprabhu had any interaction with. But in Chaitanya Bhagavat, the main person that's highlighted is Śrīdhara Pandit. He gives Mahaprabhu his Lao, or Loki. And then Mahaprabhu takes it and he's thinking, oh no, how am I going to be able to, I can't not accept this loving offering from Śrīdhara, and now he's in a dilemma. What will I do? I can't. I'm planning to leave, in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning before anyone wakes up, and now I got this Loki and I have to honor it. I can't not accept this loving offering. And then finally Mahaprabhu's one very fortunate soul, explains in Chaitanya Bhagavat, gives Mahaprabhu milk. And then Mahaprabhu he says, great, excellent, mother, please cook this, make this loki, cook this with milk and sugar. And then that was the last thing that he took, was the loving offering of Śrīdhara Pandit. But just Mahaprabhu's concern, how, when he was about to leave all the devotees, and then the main thing on his mind, his concern was, how am I not going to be able to accept this offering of Śrīdhara Pandit? So at these key times of Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Mahaprabhu decided to highlight the glories of this unseen devotee. All right, so we'll read this pastime and then we'll end for today. So in this Mahaprakash Lila, or the Sat Prahariya Bhav, one by one, the Lord he revealed his omniscience to the devotees, telling them, all these different things that happened in their life, and how he was there, and how he was the boatman who helped him cross over when this, it's so amazing, this section. And how he fulfilled the deepest desires of his devotees. and embraced them with deep affection. So it is in this atmosphere that the story begins, as the Lord turns his compassionate gaze toward one particularly humble soul. So this is the following is a loose translation of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Khanda, chapter 9, verses 124 to 248. Thus the whole day unfolded and drew to a close. Then evening arrived, bringing with it a feeling of great excitement. Bearing fragrant incense and glowing lamps, the assembled devotees began to perform archan of the Lord's sacred lotus feet. Conch shells, bells, karatals, small cymbals, mandira, and mridanga drums were played in various ways, causing diverse ecstatic moods to arise. Gaurachandra's silent majesty. Lord Gaurachandra remained seated in his full glory. He spoke nothing, simply observing whatever his devotees were doing. Offering various kinds of flowers upon his lotus feet, everyone cried out, "Trahi Prabhu, save us, O Lord!" And they fell down, offering full prostrated obeisance. Some uttered humble prayers. Others raised cries of joy, victory. In every direction, nothing could be heard but the sounds of ecstatic weeping. Oh, what wondrous bliss manifested with the arrival of the night! Whoever entered that assembly felt as though they had stepped directly into Vaikuntha. The Lord revealed his magnificent divine opulence, his Maha Aishvarya Prakash. All his eternal servants stood before him, their palms respectfully joined. Casually resting his divine limbs upon his devotees and extending his lotus feet amongst them, Gaura Singha, the golden lion, blissfully engaged in his lila, full of eagerness. Sri Gaurasundar became disposed to grant blessings now, and all his devoted followers remained standing with folded hands in anticipation. Absorbed in a 21-hour ecstasy, the Sat Prahariya Bhav, the Lord showered his genuine mercy upon every single person present. A command to find a special devotee. Mahāprabhu then gave the command, "Go quickly and bring Śrīdhara. Let him come and behold this display of my divine manifestation. Thinking of me constantly, he undergoes great distress and separation. Let him come and see me directly. Go swiftly now and bring him." The Lord instructed the devotees on how to find Śrīdhara, right? Because nobody really knew who he was. He was just a forgettable banana leaf vendor. So he instructed them how to find Śrīdhara. He said, "Go towards the outskirts of Navadvip town and wait there. The person whom you hear calling out my name, grab him and bring him here." Hearing the Lord's command, some Vaishnavas ran at once and hastened swiftly towards Śrīdhara's humble home. The Khola-vecā of Navadvip. So Vrindavan Das Thakur says, now please hear some description of this Śrīdhara. He maintained his humble existence by selling products from the banana tree. He would purchase a whole banana plant at a time. Then, cutting it carefully, piece by piece, he would sell the various parts, the bananas, the leaves, the flowers, and the stem. From whatever little income he managed to earn during the day through this trade, he used half of it for offerings to the Ganga. The remaining half was just barely enough for his subsistence. Such is often the test faced by a true devotee of Lord Vishnu. He was supremely truthful. He was a Mahasatyavadi, like King Yudhishthir himself. Whatever price he stated for an item, he would never deviate from it, not even slightly. Now and then, a person who understood Śrīdhara's true nature and integrity would buy his goods, accepting his stated price without question. In this manner, this great soul lived in Navadvip. But considering him merely a Khola-vecā, a seller of banana products, no one recognized who he truly was. People just knew he's very honest. I can trust the price that he gives me, but they didn't actually know who he really was, what a great Vaishnava he was. For the entire duration of the night, Chari Prahar, so there's 4 prahars in a night, right? So for the duration of the night, he never slept, absorbed as he was in chanting Krishna's names. He would call out, Hari, in a loud, sustained cry. All the atheistic people, all the Pashandis would complain, saying, because of Śrīdhara's loud chanting, we get no sleep at night. Our ears are splitting. That son of a farmer probably doesn't get enough rice to fill his belly. Afflicted by hunger, he stays awake all night and wails. Thus the impious Pashandis wasted away, speaking ill, while Śrīdhara, oblivious and joyful, simply carried on with his own devotional practices. As Śrīdhara kept calling out Hari deep in the night, his voice rose higher still, carried by prem. The devotees find and bring Śrīdhara. The devotees had run only halfway towards his dwelling when, stopping right where they were, they clearly heard Śrīdhara's distinctive loud call. Following the sound of his voice, the devotees proceeded, and at that very moment found and gently took hold of Śrīdhara. Come, come, O great soul, they urged him. Go and see the Lord. We feel blessed just by your touch. Go see the Lord? What? So then, simply hearing the name of his beloved Lord, Śrīdhara fainted. Utterly overwhelmed by ecstatic bliss, he collapsed to the ground. Gently and carefully, the devotees lifted the unconscious Śrīdhara, and they carried him into the presence of Lord Vishwambar, supporting him tenderly. Seeing Śrīdhara, the Lord was deeply pleased. Come, Śrīdhara, come, he began to call out. You have worshipped me extensively, Śrīdhara. For countless lifetimes, you have laid down your very life out of prem for me. And in this lifetime too, you have served me so much. I always eat my meals off of your banana leaves. Indeed, I have eaten many things that came from your hands. Have you forgotten the argumentative replies you used to give me? Nimai's playful bargaining. So now here, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur pauses again to recount the earlier interactions the Lord referred to. So back when the Lord was engaged in his pastimes of study, appearing like an exceedingly proud young student, he would, in that concealed identity, interact with Śrīdhara. On the pretext of haggling over banana products, he enjoyed many playful and sportive exchanges. Every day he would go to Śrīdhara's little stall and purchase various items: banana stalks, bananas, banana flowers, and banana leaves. Every day they would argue back and forth for nearly an hour and a half before the Lord would finally purchase the goods, paying only half the quoted price. The ever-truthful Śrīdhara would quote the actual fair price, but Mahāprabhu, giving only half that amount, would snatch the items away. Śrīdhara would jump up and try to snatch the items back, leading to a tussle, a tug-of-war. Such was the regular commotion between the Lord and Śrīdhara Thakur. The Lord would tease, "Why, brother Śrīdhara, my aesthetic friend, it appears to me that you are hoarding much treasure. Why are you snatching things right out of my hands? After all this time, do you still not realize who I am?" But Śrīdhara, being deeply devoted to the Brahmanas, would never become truly angry. Seeing the Lord's captivating face, he would ultimately let him take all the items he desired. The form of Gauranga Sundar was so enchanting, it bewildered even Madan, even Cupid. On his forehead, the captivating vertical Vaishnav tilak shined brilliantly. His dhoti was beautifully worn in the Trikacha style, that means a dhoti tucked in 3 places. And his curling locks of hair glistened. His very nature and his 2 eyes were supremely restless. They were chanchal. A white sacred thread, Lord Anantadev himself in a subtle form, gracefully encircled his divine body. With reddish lips from chewing betel nut, he smiled as he glanced toward Śrīdhara. Once more, he personally picked up the banana products he desired. Śrīdhara then said, "Listen, O Brahman Thakur, please forgive me. I am simply your dog." The Lord retorted playfully, "Oh, I know, you are extremely clever. You must have amassed abundant wealth from selling these banana leaves." "Are there no other market stalls available?" Śrīdhara retorted. "Go there and buy your banana leaves. Go there and buy your banana leaves cheaper then." Mahāprabhu replied, "I won't give up my supplier. Just give me the banana stock and bananas and take the payment." Seeing the Lord's captivating form, Śrīdhara became enchanted and simply smiled, while Vishvambara, with great delight, would shower him with playful abuses. "Every day you buy items just to offer to the Ganga," the Lord said. Just to offer to the Ganga. So why not give me something too, free of charge? The very Ganga whom you worship so devotedly, well, I am her father. I am telling you the absolute truth." Covering his ears, Śrīdhara exclaimed, "Vishnu, Vishnu!" Seeing the Lord's arrogant behavior, he gave him the banana leaves he desired. "Just take these leaves. Just take these leaves and go away. My God." So thus, day after day, the Lord instigated these playful quarrels. Śrīdhara's simple understanding was just, this Brahmin boy is extremely fickle and restless. Śrīdhara would eventually say, "All right, I give up. I have lost to you. I will give you something for free. Excuse me. I'll give you one piece of banana bark, one piece of the stalk, and one of the banana flowers. So, do you still find any fault in me?" The Lord would reply, "Good, good. Bhalo, bhalo. That settles it. No more dispute." And daily the Lord would eat his meals off of Śrīdhara's banana leaves. This is how the Lord relishes things offered by his devotees. Yet, even if crores of opulent items are offered by a non-devotee, the Lord does not even turn his glance toward them. He's not even aware of what they offered. He won't even look at them. Lord Chaitanya had the intention, "I shall perform this Leela," and it was solely for the purpose of facilitating this pastime that Śrīdhara sold banana leaves. Who indeed can truly understand the divine Leela exchange between Vishnu and his Vaishnava devotees? Unless the Lord himself reveals it, no one can know these truths. The Lord caused everyone to remember this principle. I see it's 8 o'clock. I did start a bit late today, but if anybody needs to go, you can watch this later. I want to finish reading this chapter though, so I'm going to go overtime today. But if you need to leave, then Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for watching. And you can watch the rest later on YouTube if you like. Behold my form. So now Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, he returns to the pastime of the Lord's 21-hour ecstasy. So the Lord declared, "Śrīdhara, behold my form. Today I shall grant you the 8 great mystic perfections." Lifting his head, the great soul Śrīdhara gazed upon the Lord. He beheld that same Vishvambara, now manifest with a divine complexion as dark and beautiful as a tamal tree. In his hands he held an enchanting flute, and to his right stood Lord Balaram. Śrīdhara saw all this manifest before him, pervaded by a magnificent divine effulgence. Goddess Kamala, Lakshmi Devi, offered fresh tambol into his hand, while Chaturmukh Brahma and Panchamukh Shiva stood before him offering reverential prayers. The great serpent Lord Anantashesh held his 1,000 hoods as an umbrella above the Lord's head. Śrīdhara also saw the great sages Sanak, Narad, and Shukadev Goswami present, offering prayers. all the personified divine energies of the Lord, his consorts, supremely beautiful goddesses, stood on all sides with folded hands, offering eloquent prayers. The moment he beheld that divine vision, Śrīdhara, overwhelmed with astonishment, collapsed on the spot, falling to the ground. "Arise, Śrīdhara, arise," the Lord commanded. Upon hearing the Lord's words, Śrīdhara immediately regained consciousness. The Lord instructed, "Śrīdhara, now offer prayers unto me." Śrīdhara humbly replied, "O Prabhu, I am simply a dull-minded fool. What prayers do I possibly know? What ability do I possess?" The Lord encouraged him, "Your simple words themselves are prayers enough for me." At the Lord's command, Saraswati, the mother of the universe, entered Śrīdhara's tongue and began to offer prayers. Jai Jai Mahāprabhu, Jai Vishwambar, Jaya 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 Navadvipa Purandar. All glories to you, Mahāprabhu. All glories to Vishwambar. All glories to you, the Supreme Lord of Navadvip. Jaya Jaya Ananta Brahmanda Kotinath. Jaya Jaya Shachi Punya Vati Garbhajat. All glories, O Lord of innumerable crores of universes. All glories to you, born from the blessed womb of the virtuous Mother Shachi. Jaya Jaya Veda Gopya, Jaya Dvija Raj, Juge Juge Dharma Pala Kori Nana Saja. All glories to you, who are unknown to the Vedas. All glories, O King among the twice-born. In age after age, you protect eternal religious principles, appearing in various divine forms. Gura Rupe Sambhaila Nagare Nagare, Vina Tumi Janaile Ke Janite Pare. In a hidden form, you wandered from town to town. Unless you reveal yourself, who can possibly recognize you? Tumi Dharma, Tumi Karma, Tumi Bhakti Gyan, Tumi Shastra, Tumi Veda, Tumi Sarva Dhyan. I think you can understand that, right? Like, I don't need to read the translation for that. I'll just read it. You are Dharma, you are Karma, you are Bhakti, and you are Gyan. You are the Shastras, you are the Vedas. You are the object of all meditation. Tumi Siddhi, Tumi Riddhi, Tumi Bhoga Yoga, Tumi Shraddha, Tumi Daya, Tumi Moha Lobha. You are mystic perfection. You are prosperity. You are worldly enjoyment and yoga. You are faith. You are compassion. You are even illusion and greed. Tumi Indra, Tumi Chandra, Tumi Agni Jal, Tumi Surya, Tumi Vayu, Tumi Dhana Bal. You are Indra. You are the moon. You are Agni and Varuna. You are Surya. You are Vayu. You are wealth and strength. Tumi Bhakti, Tumi Mukti, Tumi Ajabhava, Tumi Bahoi Bekeno, Tomari Je Saba. You are Bhakti. You are devotion. You are liberation. You are Brahma and Shiva. Yet, why speak of you being them? Indeed, they all belong to you. Purve mor sthane tumi apana bolila, tor ganga dekho mor charana shalila. Previously, at my place, you yourself told me plainly. You said, "Look, your revered Ganga emanates from the water that washes my feet." Tabu mor papachite, nahilo smaran, na janilo muitor amulya charan. Yet, even then, remembrance did not dawn in my sinful heart. Alas, I failed to recognize the infinite value of your sacred feet. Jetumi korila dhanya gokula nagar, ekhone hoila navadvipa purandar. You, who previously blessed the town of Gokul, have now appeared as the Supreme Lord and Master of Navadvip. Rakhya vedao bhakti sharir bhitare heno bhakti navadvipe hoilo bahire. Previously, you wandered about, keeping bhakti concealed within your body. Now, that very same bhakti has become externally manifest here in Navadvip. Bhakti joge bhishma toma, jinilo samare, bhakti joge yashodaya bandhilo tomare. Through the power of bhakti yoga, Bhishma conquered you on the battlefield. Through bhakti yoga, Mother Yashoda bound you up. Bhakti joge tomare bechilo satya bhama, bhakti vashe tumi khande koile goparama. Through bhakti yoga, Satya Bhama sold you. Controlled by bhakti, you carried the cowherd boy Balaram upon your shoulders. Ananta Brahmanda Koti Vahe Jare Mane, Shetumi Sri Dhamma Gopa Vahila Apane. That very you, by whose mere thought countless millions of universes are sustained, personally carried the cowherd boy Sridham on your shoulders. Jaha hoite apnar parabhava hoy, she boro gopyaloke kahare na koy. Those instances where one experiences defeat are usually kept most secret. People do not readily speak of such things to others when they're defeated. Bhakti lage sarvasthane parabhava paya, jiniya vedao tumi bhakti lukaya. Yet you, for the sake of bhakti, accept defeat in all circumstances. Although you are always victorious, you wander about, keeping bhakti hidden. She maya hoilo churna aranahi lage, herodeko shakala bhuvane bhakti mage. But now that illusion of hiding your devotional nature is shattered. It's become churna, it's become powdered dust. It applies no longer. Aranahi lage, it applies no longer. Behold, hero, deko, look now. Throughout all the worlds, everyone is now begging for that bhakti. She kale harila jan dui charistane, ekale bandivotoma sarva jane. In those previous ages, you were defeated by the bhakti of only a few individuals. But in this current age, each and every person will be able to bound you with their loving devotion. The devotee's only desire. Hearing these supremely pure words flow from Śrīdhara's mouth, inspired by Goddess Saraswati, all the prominent Vaishnavas present were struck with utter astonishment. The Lord said, Śrīdhara, choose now and ask for your boon. Today I shall bestow the 8 mystic perfections upon you, right before your eyes. Śrīdhara replied, My Lord, are you trying to trick me again? Are you trying to trick me again? Rest assured, you won't succeed this time. Arana pariba. You won't succeed this time. You can't trick me anymore. The Lord insisted, Darshan of me never goes in vain. You must certainly receive a boon, whatever your heart desires. Mago, he said, ask. Beg me for something. Then Vishwambar urged him again and again, Mago. Śrīdhara finally replied, My Lord, then please grant me this boon. Je brahmana kari nilo mora khola pata, she brahmana hok mor janma nata. That same Brahman boy who used to snatch away my banana leaves, may he alone be my Lord and Master, birth after birth. Je brahmana mor shange korilo kandala, mor prabhu hoktar charana yugala. May that very Brahman who quarreled with me, may he be my only worshipable Lord. May his 2 feet forever be mine. As he continued to speak, Prem swelled within Śrīdhara, and raising both arms, he began to weep loudly. Witnessing Śrīdhara's profound devotion, all the assembled Vaishnavas became overwhelmed and also began to weep. Smiling gently, Lord Vishwambar declared, "Listen, Śrīdhara, I shall make you the sovereign ruler of a vast and magnificent kingdom." Śrīdhara replied, "I desire absolutely nothing, my lord. O Prabhu, please just make such an arrangement that I may constantly sing your holy names." Mahāprabhu said, "Śrīdhara, you are my eternal servant. You have witnessed all these divine manifestations of mine. Yet despite seeing all this opulence, your mind remains steady and undeviated. Therefore, I now bestow upon you that pure devotional service, that bhakti yoga, which is concealed even from the Vedas." Cries of Jai, Jai, all glories resounded throughout the assembly of the Vaishnavas as they heard the benediction given to Śrīdhara. Śrīdhara's unseen treasure. Remember, twice Mahaprabhu is saying, "I know you have a vast wealth, and you're keeping it hidden. You're hoarding this wealth, but I will make it. I will expose you one day, and then what will you say to everyone?" So now this is that. He had no wealth. This is his unseen treasure. So he had no wealth, no followers, and no education. Who can possibly recognize these intimate servants of Lord Chaitanya? Of what use are education, wealth, beauty, fame, or high birth? They simply increase one's pride, and everything essential is destroyed at the root. That supreme treasure which Śrīdhara obtains simply by selling bananas and banana flowers. Even a billionaire would not glimpse it, though he may strive for billions of years. In material pursuits, there exists only pride and malice. One second. One engrossed in them does not realize that the inevitable result, which comes later, is degradation and falling down. He who laughs at a saintly person, seeing him as poor or ignorant, is cast into the hell of Kumbhipaka by the weight of his own karma. Who possesses the power to truly recognize a Vaishnav? Though all mystic perfections reside within them, externally they may sometimes appear to be experiencing misfortune. The story of Śrīdhara, the banana leaf seller, stands as a powerful testament to this truth. He embraced bhakti alone, only bhakti, completely disregarding the offer of the 8 great mystic perfections. Now this is a very famous verse. Jato dheko Vaishnaver vyavahara duk, nishchoy jani hoshe parananda sukh. Whatever apparent worldly difficulties or distress you may observe in the life of a Vaishnav, know for certain that internally they are experiencing the highest spiritual bliss. Those who are blinded by the intoxication of material sense enjoyment know nothing of these truths. Puffed up with pride due to their learning or wealth, they fail to recognize a true Vaishnava. Even after reading the Bhagavatam, some people's intelligence remains corrupted. If they dare to blaspheme Lord Nityananda, they will surely head towards destruction. So now here's the conclusion of this whole pastime. By avoiding offenses, one gains Krishna. Whoever listens to this narration of Śrīdhara's prayers and the benediction he received will surely attain the treasure of Prem. For one who never blasphemes a Vaishnav, Prem Bhakti for the Lord's lotus feet awakens in the heart, and he attains Krishna. Right? Like I always like to quote this from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Sarartha Darshini and Ajamil. He says, for one who has not committed offenses, he doesn't have to go through the whole long process of Anartha Nivritti. There are only 2 steps. There's Nam Grahan, chanting the holy name, and Vaikuntha Arohan. The only thing blocking the name from touching our heart is aparad, especially Vaishnava aparad. That's why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he prays, Shakale saman korite shakati dehonata jata jata, tabito gaibo harinam suke aparad habe hata. He says, please give me the ability to honor everyone according to their due. Help me recognize the Vaishnava and deal with them based on that relationship that I have with them. And deal with them appropriately according to their level. And then, aparad habe hata, all my offenses will be gone, will be destroyed. And it's at that point that Harinam Suke, I will chant Harinam Suke with supreme happiness, because no more offenses remain, and now the name can touch my heart. There is absolutely no positive result from engaging in blasphemy. One only gains sin. Therefore, the most highly fortunate souls never engage in finding fault with others. Aninduka hoye je sakrit Krishna bole, satya satya Krishna tare, udhari bo hele. Whoever stops criticizing and says Krishna even once, truly, truly, Krishna will easily deliver that person. At the feet of all the Vaishnavas, I offer my humble obeisances. May Sri Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda be my very life and soul, accepting Sri Krishna Chaitanya and the moon-like Nityananda as my life and soul. Vrindavan Das sings the glories of their divine lotus feet. Jai Shri Khola-vecā Śrīdhara Thakur ki Jai. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaura Hari ki Jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Krishna's friend who makes him laugh, Kusuma Saba ki Jai. Jai Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki Jai. Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyashcha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu, Pavatarani Mataji, Champak Mataji, Rukmini Didi, and all the other devotees watching. Let's see who's there. Give me 1 second. I see Vidyalala Sadidi, Raseshwari Didi Mataji, Raghav Pandit Prabhu, Prumila Didi, Vrinda Didi, and all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jaydev Prabhu, Krishna Vallabha Didi, Ananda Pradayani Didi, Anuradha Mataji, Vrinda Didi, Krishna Mai Didi, Madan Gopal Prabhu, and everybody else. Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining our daily reading after a long time. And Rukmini Didi saying that it is Gaur Purnima tomorrow there. Okay, it's also Gaur Purnima tomorrow here. So you'll probably be at a program when we're doing the evening reading though. But anyways, if you're not, then yeah, we can join. We're gonna, I think what I'm gonna do, I mentioned at the beginning, I'm not sure if you're here for that, but I think I might just do a little something on Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur songs, just so that we can commence our Bhaktivinoda Giti Dhara program on Gaur Purnima Day. Maybe I'll just go through like one song quickly, but then of course we have to go through Mahāprabhu's Janma Leela, and so that will be our program for tomorrow. And then yeah, after that I want to start going through Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs slowly and carefully, with no rush, no time limit on how much time we spend on them. So if like we go through one song and there's so much more and we feel it's not enough time, then we can go through that same song again the next day, and like we don't need to rush through anything. And that will be our program that we start. Alright, Dandavat Pranams. I hope you all have a very wonderful, inspiring, nourishing, and invigorating Gaur Purnima festival. And I think it's nice though that we start on the Adivas Titi of Gaur Purnima. We begin it by glorifying Mahaprabhu's dearest devotees, especially the unseen devotees, Sridhar Pandit. Like I think this is a nice way. Mahaprabhu would be happy with this way of how to Adivas Kirtan is glorifying his devotees. And now we'll read about the glories of Mahaprabhu tomorrow. All right. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end the stream for today? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Rukmini Didi. Yes.
Once my mother Devmoy, so this was the last Gaur Purnima that she was with us. She was asked to speak among many other speakers, and so she prepared the pastime of Khola-vecā Śrīdhara. That's what she was going to speak about. But then she didn't actually speak on that day because so many people had spoken and it was getting very late. So we never heard what she was going to say. So I'm really happy to hear this pastime of Khola-vecā Śrīdhara from the Chaitanya Bhagavat.
That is so beautiful. Oh my God, that makes me so happy. That really makes me happy. We're following in her footsteps then, her desire. That's really nice. Thank you. Wow, that makes me like a little teary actually. Thank you. All right. Nri Hari Prabhu, you're muted right now. You unmuted yourself, but then you muted again.
Oh, it was just to say Jai Ho. So wonderful, our favorite character.
Yes.
So wonderful what Ruchi said.
Jai Ho. Thank you. And I think it will become a tradition, us going through these chapters every year, because we have Śrīdhara Thakur is on the calendar. So we will regularly come back to this Leela. And we only read half. There's 2 more sections. But anyhow. All right. Dandava pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you all to celebrate Gaur